back with another edition of Notes on the Newsfeed, where I read to you headlines from a newsfeed. And just because we got to try to keep up with what's going on in the world, we got a lot going on, but we try to, even if we can't read the whole article, we try to read the headlines at least, right? And just try to stay a little bit conscious. And sometimes I share with you my thoughts about the headlines, my thoughts about the article that's attached to the headline, maybe just the first paragraph of the article or the subject matter at large. But remember, it's not news. It's just my notes on the news. So let us proceed. Today is February 8th, 2018. Nigeria's Dana Air blames passenger after door falls off. But the people on the plane say the passenger didn't open the emergency door. What is going on with these airlines? We can't have the doors falling off while we flying now. Lord have mercy. Irish independent critic gives Black Panther its first rotten review. Like that affects us. I don't care nothing. You can give it all the rotten reviews you want. We know what we gonna go. We know I don't know if I'm gonna go see Black Panther, but as soon as I can, they sold out all the theaters around here. I'm like, am I gonna even be able to get into the theater? But I'm gonna go see. I'm not gonna let the Irish influence me, because I've been reading people who have, it's already premiered, so some people have seen it, and people are like, oh my gosh, it's changed my life. People are just so super hyped, even people who have seen it, not just from the preview, but so I'm trusting the people that who the Irish critic is. I don't know him. I'm trusting the black nerd guy who said it's good, and the black nerd girl who said it's good, and Tanana Reeve Dew who said it's good. That's who I'm trusting. You read Tanana Reeve Dew? That's one of my favorite art authors, and she's really, really good on Twitter too. Okay, am I pronouncing her name right? That's how I pronounce it in my head. 14 surprising psychological reasons someone might fall in love with you. We love, don't we? A state-run wireless network isn't a crazy idea. Just ask Mexico. They have a state-run wireless network. Okay. Cardi B says, she's black, whether you know it or not. We came here the same effing way. I had heard about this a couple days ago, and I wasn't really going to say anything about it, except when I read it, I'm like, now her, I don't really know her, but I was happy to see that she at least had the consciousness. She like, Caribbean people, we all different colors. We ain't get that way from two white people effing. There's some brown in there, some black in there, some African in there. Don't be trying to tell me how to be black. And I can respect that. If that's how she identifies, and first of all, I feel like we define our identity. So if she had said she don't identify as of African descent or didn't want to claim that part of her heritage, I'd respect that. If she want to claim that part of her heritage, I respect that too. And the consciousness that she had, we got, I was like, okay, girl, she might not be the most conscious person, but, we send out love and prayers for her growth and all of our growth and development. And I liked what she had to say. The only woman to light up Bollywood films. There's one woman who does lighting on the film sets in Bollywood. I'm trying to see if her name is going to come up. Let me go to the next story. Dana A. Dorsey, first black millionaire of Miami. I thought Dana was a woman, but Dana was a man, and he was involved with real estate. I think that's how he made his money. The Bollywood hit Hital Dedhia explains how she broke into a male-dominated field to lead lighting and electrical crews on Indian film sets. Okay, so it's a video. But yeah, congratulations. Yay. Bogota residents' anger grows as bin strike drags on. Now, the bins are like rubbish bins, like they're having a garbage strike. It's garbage all over the place on the street. The people who pick it up, they striking. Because I guess they want better conditions. I don't really know the details, but I know I don't know if I've been in New York when there was a garbage strike, but it seemed like I've heard about it or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen garbage piled up on the streets of New York. Maybe I had heard about one before I went to New York and I was concerned about it, because somehow I have like garbage strike in New York in my brain. Winter Olympics, Norway's team sent 15,000 eggs by mistake. They was trying to get 1,500. They got 15,000. So instead of getting like 2,000, they got 15,000. But the people let them send it back. And, you know, that's an easy mistake to make. But it just reminded me, some people, you know, when people travel and you take food with you, my people were like, I'm taking a dozen eggs. I'm like, a dozen eggs for two of y'all? The flight is only 13 hours. That seemed like a lot of eggs to me. And then when my mom talked to her husband, he like, I want a dozen eggs myself. I'm like, y'all are. They ended up taking, I think, 8. I need to check in with them and see how many eggs did y'all eat. But 15,000 eggs, that's a lot of eggs. 1,500 eggs. I don't know how many athletes there are, so I don't know if that's a lot or not. Plastic pollution reaching record levels in once pristine Arctic. Like, you know, those, you know, oh, I just get a bottle of water and then I'm going to throw it away. You know, we have this concept of like throwing things away, but we throw them away to where? Like, where do they go? They go to the Arctic. They go in the ocean. They be messing up the environment. That plastic is that plastic is a do. I mean, it's not good for you on the inside. It's not good for the environment. It's just plastic it's intense. Trump stumbles on Frederick Douglass legacy again. Is that news? SSDD. Same stuff, different day. Relationship pet names are different in countries all over the world. Here are 12 of the most unusual ones. One was egg with eyes. One was other half of an egg of an orange. I don't know. Do you do like pet names? In general, people are like, you know, I don't like for nobody to call me baby or sugar or sweetie, because then I think you don't know my name. You know, like you just using some generic term, and you probably use that with all your women's or all your men's. So call me my, you know, but I always like baby, baby, baby. I love to call you baby, baby, ooh, ooh, baby. I don't know why. And, you know, I was thinking about baby girl on the TV show who call her man daddy. And, you know, women who call they men daddy. Monique, you know, other women. And now I think I could, like, these days I'm thinking I could get into zaddy. I haven't gotten into it, but I think I could get into zaddy. I don't know if I could get into daddy, but I'm like, baby is the other side of it. Why are you calling a grown person who you didn't give birth to baby? But I like it. So I guess somebody could feel that way about daddy. Daddy? I can't imagine. That's just, but I could see zaddy. You know, I don't know. I don't even know if I could see zaddy. You got pet names. You use daddy. Okay. Twitter shares rise after company finally reports a quarterly profit. Finally. Twitter they got people leaving and coming, and Twitter got issues. But Twitter, I think, is my favorite. Well, now YouTube, I think, is my favorite social media, especially because of lives. Is that like, it's like this week has just like changed my love of Twitter. I mean, not of Twitter. This week has just changed my love of YouTube. I love YouTube even more this week than I used to in the past before, because I've been doing these lives and I've been participating in lives, and it's like the community seems like, I feel like, I guess it's like I'm connecting more to people as people, and it's like it's live, real people out here. But Twitter used to be my favorite. I used to love me. I still love me some Twitter, but I don't have time. But, you know, tech workers are now earning an average of $135,000 per year, but black tech workers are getting shortchanged. I bet you women tech workers are getting shortchanged too. So imagine a black woman tech worker. Me and Poetry were talking about Monique last night and black women. Ready for revolution. Introducing lion-hearted activist Stokely Carmichael. I skimmed the little article, but my favorite part was when he would answer the phone, he'd be like, ready for revolution. I'm like, well, all righty then. Ready for revolution. What you ready for? What you calling for? You ready for revolution? I was like, okay. There was a mysterious incident between Canada and Russia at the Olympics, and no one knows what prompted it. I don't know either. Do I care? This Android keyboard is designed to boost girls' self-confidence. Here's how it works. So like, instead of saying like, there, how it prompts, your keyboard can prompt you in some of your programs, my little, and it's prone to say princess, but instead of saying princess, it don't say stuff like that. Or, when you're like, the girl was, I guess the predictors are going to say stuff like stupid, dumb, ugly, but the predictor on this program says things that are positive. But I think that it shouldn't just be for girls, it should be for boys too, because if boys think that girls are stupid, dumb, and ugly and perpetuate that and aren't challenged with that and don't get, stimulated to see an alternative fact, then they grow up to be men like Quentin Tarantino or Donald Trump, or, and I use men lightly, but you understand what I'm saying. They grow up to be men like Matt Lauer and, who don't think that, I feel like as a society, it's not just the issue for women. It's like an issue for all of us. So that part I didn't really, understand. Black Panther coloring book of the 1960s might have been an FBI conspiracy. I didn't know about the Black Panther coloring book of the 1960s, but it was like the black people, the African people got stolen from Africa. They fought back, they killed some people, and they got their freedom. And that was the coloring book. And the people in leadership of the Black Panthers was like, we can't promote this because it promotes violence. And then there was one person who's like, yeah, we're going to promote this. And he got 1,000 copies out there. And it made some people be like, see, the Black Panthers promote violence. But the person who got those 1,000 copies out there was an agent of the FBI, COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program. Although I kind of feel like I don't understand why it's, if somebody kidnap you, hey, welcome into the room, drop a like if you feel like it. If somebody kidnap you and beat you and in order to get your freedom, you beat them or kill them. I don't understand why that's wrong. Maybe I need to pray on it. Pray for me. Help me to understand why, fighting for your freedom. Like, I feel like what Haiti did, I don't understand. I feel like the Haitian Revolution, people all over white people can have a revolution and kill people and it's cool, but black people can't. But so anyway, I didn't necessarily think that the premise of the coloring book was bad, but the Panther board or whoever was in leadership didn't want to promote it, but the FBI agent did want to promote it. Why? So anyway, they're talking about that. Ex-model gets extremely defensive when darker-skinned woman questions her rationale for skin bleaching. This is coming off of Atlanta Black Star, and there was a little video embedded, and I watched part of it. And it was like 2 white people and 2 brown women. And one woman was like, had been browner and had lightened her skin. And I think it was like Nigeria or Britain. I couldn't really quite figure out where they were. It was early this morning when I was watching it. But yeah, I have a lot to say about that, but it was an interesting video to watch. Atlanta Black Star. It came off of, the title is Ex-Model Gets Extremely Defensive When Darker Skinned Woman Questions Her Rationale for Skin Bleaching. I wish some people would read that article, and I want us to talk about it. So if you read it, come back and let's chat about it, because I'll be on these lives, almost all the time now. I wonder if my lives are going to be taken away if I don't have 1,000 subscribers on February 20th. Somebody said all you need is 100. And I'm like, okay. But I'm still a little on edge because I'm like, I'm in love with lives now that I've used them. Donald Trump Jr. says his dad can't be racist because there are pictures of him with rappers. Well, there you go. I mean, these people got pictures of them with they enslaved Africans, so they can't be racist. These people who was holding their children hostage and starving them and chaining them up had pictures of them with their kids, so they can't have been abusive because they have pictures, right? Right. The 11 most popular YouTube stars in the U.S. who have snagged millions of fans and millions of dollars. I know none of the people on that list. I guess my little YouTube world is just like my little YouTube world. And some of them people, it's like I don't even have an interest. I didn't feel like, oh, I want to check them out or I want to check them out. I guess because I love my little YouTube community. So the people I follow on YouTube, I don't know. I like it. I like hearing the voices. I guess I like hearing the voices of black and brown people. So it's like, I guess I don't really have like a big desire or a big motivation to like hear a bunch of, I feel like I hear white people talk all the time. I like hearing black and brown people talk. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. Panasonic claims its new Toughbook can last 17 hours on a charge. Illinois governor candidate, after being caught influencing safe black picks for office, says, I made a mistake that day. He made a mistake because he got caught. I made a mistake because I didn't take everybody's phone away and they taped me. Is that the mistake? World's top black billionaires. It's coming off of Financial Juneteenth. And the first line is like, y'all think of Oprah and people in the United States, but most of the billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires are worldwide. They're not really in the U.S. And I didn't look at this list, but I've looked at lists before, and it's like, Nigeria has a lot of oil people. I think those are the main people I can remember seeing. Slavery in New York. College compiles first ever index of enslaved Africans and slave owners, or I like to call them slave monsters. That's just me. U.S. suicide spiked after Robin Williams' death. Built on the principles of Sankofa, Birthright Africa offers Black Americans trips to Ghana free of charge. And they said that they were inspired by, I guess, the Jewish people offer American Jews or Jewish people throughout the world, I don't really know how it works, but trips to Israel. And so one person read about that and was like, oh, I wonder if anybody's doing that. And then they found one other person who had read about it, who had started a site or something and had never pursued it. And then they decided to get together and pursue it. So check out Birthright Africa. Make a donation. Apply for a trip. Have you been to Africa? Is that do you consider that the motherland, the mothership? Have you been? Do you want to go? I love to travel. And I've never been to the continent of Africa. The closest I've been is India. That's not Africa, but, and I've been all over the Caribbean. But I would love to go to I would love to go to Ethiopia. I would love to go to South Africa and Namibia. I would love to go to Ghana, the Gold Coast, the Ivory Coast, Nigeria. I would love to go to Morocco. I would love to, I don't know, how long would it take? It's like 54 countries in Africa. I mean, how long would it take to just like travel around? Just, spend a few years just traveling around. Investigation uncovers Russian trolls posing as Black activists on Tumblr. Weren't we just talking about Tumblr last night? I'm like, I ain't never been on Tumblr, have I? And here they go, the Russian trolls. Yeah, because the article said that they were on Tumblr as well. Richard Pryor's widow confirms that he slept with Marlon Brando. You get the impression that Richard Pryor was just out here doing the most. I mean, like, the most. That's the impression I get. Woman alleges husband stole her kidney to cover unpaid dowry. This is in India. He stole her kidney? We out here stealing people's kidneys now? Don't be stealing my organs. I need them. I want them. I'm sorry to hear that. Mom switches son's schools after told his braids violated the dress code. She said they were neat. He had 2 braids going down the center and it was shaved on the edges. He had been wearing them for 6 months, and then they told her he got to change his hair. I don't know why they be so on us about our hair and about being who we are and about being fabulous us. Some of these people are just like cuckoo crazy. Like, that's the child's hair. If he has longer hair, how is his mother supposed to maintain? How is he supposed to maintain it and keep it, in good health if he not braid? We braid our hair. African people do. I mean, that's a thing with us. But I feel bad she had to switch to school and go through the drama and the BS and the harassment and the trying to regulate the desire to regulate blackness is just something. But you can't control it, you can't regulate it, and you can't have it. You can try, but you can't have it. Inside Afghanistan's only high security mental institution, Rakhine State, hatred and despair in Myanmar's restive region. I did read that article because I've been trying to understand what's going on with this whole Myanmar and Rohingya, and it's just, I'm still kind of confused, but I did read the article. But I got to keep studying and reading. I didn't study, I just read it. So I guess if I studied, I'd probably have understood. But I just want to eventually come to understand it. More than 300 child soldiers released in South Sudan. And that is just so sad. I mean, because you think of killing somebody. I think anybody who kills somebody, that's like, to me, it just seems really traumatic. Like, I took somebody's life. Like, that seems really serious. And to do that as a child seems really serious. And when I was skimming this article, and it seems like it would shift how you think about yourself, how you move in the world, how you feel about yourself. It would just be heavy. It's heavy. One of the children was like, they took the gun and told him to kill his mama. I mean, you know, when he first became part of the situation. So that's just really just prayers out to those children throughout the world, the white children who was chained up by their parents and other people like them that we ain't heard of, the black children who are, just children sometimes have it hard in some aspects of the world. We have to protect our children. They considered themselves white, but DNA tests told another story. Teens chant slurs at black and Asian basketball players until refs call off the game. Another of the same stuff, different day. The children out here trying to play the sport, and the people in the stands are harassing them. Who are these people? Who raised them? What kind of... and just to be so public about it that you chanting it at a game, that's just like, that's a whole next level foolishness. Like, not next level fierce like America's Next Top motto, but next level foolishness. John Kelly says he was shocked by abuse allegations against Rob Porter, but multiple news sources say the White House knew about them for months. I believe that. Australia child sex abuse, victims to receive national apology. A National Park Service employee requested $32,000 in upgrades to a government-homed townhouse they reportedly intended to rent out as if it was theirs. Hey, spend $32,000 fixing this place up so I can rent it out for income for me, government. Thank you. And that's it. We've looped back around. We got all of our notes in today under 25 minutes. We ain't make it to 20 minutes, but we made it under 25 minutes. It's so exciting and wonderful and great. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to be here to get these notes on the news feed, but I certainly appreciate payment and prayers. I appreciate payments and likes, comments, subscribes, and shares. Shares and prayers. We might have something going on. Today is the best day ever. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Bump, 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 bump. Be you. Be fabulous.